That match has finished West Ham United 2, Freiburg 0, in a game where really West Ham were under no serious threat at all at any point during the game. It has to be said that what David Moyes has done is quite a remarkable achievement, and I do think history is going to judge him really, really well in terms of his achievements at West Ham, irrespective of what anybody thinks about the football. And look, I mean, I can criticise David Moyes like the best of them. I really, really can. Sometimes the football is terrible, and well, doesn't really get much worse than that 5-0 defeat against Fulham, does it? But his record in European football is remarkable. It's now the third season in a row where not only have we qualified for European competition, but in terms of the knockout stages, but we've actually avoided any of the playoffs. That's amazing. You've only got to look at some of the other English clubs that have featured in Europe over those last 3 years who haven't done that in whatever competition it is, be it Conference League, be it Europa League, or be it Champions League. It's not an easy thing to do, to win your group 3 years on the bounce. That's what we've done. We're now in the knockout stages, which we were already, but we don't have to play until March. We've avoided all that February nonsense. I mean, absolutely brilliant, and particularly pertinent when you consider that we've got the African Cup of Nations. We really need that breather. I think you can certainly see it. Onto the game itself. It was a weird game. West Ham were never under any threat. We were dominant. We certainly had most possession. I thought we passed the ball really rather nicely indeed, actually. But I didn't feel for all our sort of possession and territory, if you want. I'm not sure we had a corner, unless we had a corner at the point where I went out to have a wee. I'm not sure. I don't think we had a corner. But we were in cruise control, it has to be said. Lucas Fabianski, I think he made 2 saves of note. You may well look at the stats and find he's made more, but actual, let's say, attempts that had him stretching, I think only 2. It was quite, it was a really weird performance. Look, I don't think Freiburg were great. I really don't, but I've got to say, we played them twice now, and I said that the first time as well. Maybe, just maybe, David Moyes has got their number. I would more likely prefer to think that, really. So I thought it was a really good performance, actually. A couple of superstar performances within that. Listen, before I go any further, let me just point you in the direction of our Christmas jumpers. The link is in the description below. We've got 2 different designs. It's hammerschatstore.com. Go and check them out. If you go and order them now, West Ham United Christmas jumpers, Hammers Chat, you'll get them before Christmas. Gio will get them out in the post. He'll get them out in the post by Saturday, basically, which means hopefully you should get the things by Monday. They may even, if you order early enough, he may even get them out today. But there you go. Hammers Chat Christmas jumpers. Last chance, probably your last chance to get yourself a West Ham Christmas jumper before Christmas. Okay, star of the show, Edson Alvarez. Let's be fair. Amazing performance. Not the best thing I could say about Edson Alvarez. I'm going to say a number of things about Edson Alvarez, but I think probably the thing that was most telling is that when he went off, 65 minutes, something like that, when he went off, that was when Freiburg had their attacks. He was our best defender. He also scored our second goal. So he was our goal scorer, and he was... Each assist for the first goal, for Kudus' goal, was amazing. Let's talk you through that goal. Little exchange of passes, but the ball got chipped over. I thought what Alvarez did was really, really clever. Just before the ball got played to him, and Alvarez was very deep at this point, he actually took a couple of steps back to give himself the space. And then he played a chipped ball. It's the sort of ball you would expect Paquetá to play. But it wasn't. I had to do a double. Actually, when I first saw it live in real time, I actually thought it was Thomas Souček. Well, surely not. Funny enough, I do think Souček's done that for Czech Republic this season, quite possibly. But anyway, beautiful pass over the top for Mohammed Kudus, who was really played the offside trap really, really well. Took a decent first touch, Kudus did, and then he sort of did a fake shot. He really did. So the commentators sort of mentioned that maybe he sort of might have lost his footing. I don't think he did. I think it was a genuine fake shot, which really basically it made the keeper commit to going in. So basically it made the keeper stop charging at him. The keeper basically made a move. He bought the feint, and then the keeper made a move and he couldn't stop he stopped advancing on Kudus, finished really well with his left foot. It was a really good goal. But the pass, by the way, so the finish was excellent. What Kudus did was excellent. So was the pass from Alvarez. Was magnificent. I'll tell you what, we'll discuss Alvarez more later because there's so much. We'll do in another video. But there's so much to deal with the rest of the team, and we're already halfway through the video, aren't we? Vladimir Soufal. This was very interesting, actually, from Soufal. There is definitely an understanding growing between Soufal and Kudus and Bowen, and it was actually really, really nice to see. Now, we've got a little bit of a weird thing going on here because we were terrible against Fulham, and I thought Fulham were really good and we were bad. Yet we were really good against Freiburg, but I thought we were really good and I thought Freiburg were bad. Where's the actual form? Probably somewhere in between the two games. But I do think it's worth noting quite how good the link-up play was. And Soufal got forward really, really well, actually, and really joined in with them. Actually, to be fair, so did Emerson. Emerson got forward well. Paquetá started on the left-hand side again, but to be fair, he was decent up until the point where there was a substitution. Fornals came on for Alvarez. Then what happened was Paquetá got moved centrally. But he did some wonderful tricks and flicks and passes. Got a bit cocky at one point and pretty much gave him the ball. If you haven't seen the game, you've seen it all before from Paquetá. But don't be wrong, I'm not having a go. I thought he played reasonably well actually today, and he was actually outstanding at times. Let's be fair. Also, let me just talk about the centre backs as well. Never really under threat. They looked commanding. Freiburg were not good. Mavropanos and Agurd were just very, very comfortable in there. Sort of weird formation. I thought for the large part, everything changed. Once Alvarez went off, everything changed. Up until that point, Ward-Prowse is number 10. Bit weird for Ward-Prowse. Not quite tricky enough to play as number 10, but sort of pressed well from the front. We did press a lot more. We definitely had more energy than before. But as I say, I didn't notice us have a corner, so it was a bit of a weird game for him, really. But yeah, anyway. The second goal. The second goal was really interesting because the second goal was scored by Edson Alvarez. Little exchange of passes. Paquetá was involved twice. Then what happened was Alvarez played a 1-2 with Jarrod Bowen. Jarrod Bowen moved the ball onto him pretty quickly. Alvarez carried on advancing into the box. Did really well, actually. Really, really well. I guess gave the keeper the eyes, finished well. Slotted it past, sort of, quite high into the net to the keeper's right. Good goal. Very, very good goal. I just thought we were comfortable. So incredibly comfortable for all of the game, really. We had other chances as well. Bowen had a chance. Kudus had another chance as well. And it was... I said it about Fulham, actually. I said about Fulham, didn't I? In the second half, Fulham, I said, we're in third gear. They'd taken their foot off the throttle, certainly. We did the same in this game. And then there also came a point very much where I think Freiburg thought, well, we're through. We're meaning Freiburg. I thought Freiburg would have thought that. You know what? Okay, whoopee-doo. What's the point in getting injured? They're already through. I think they got to a point where they accepted second in the group, if you know what I mean. And that's fine. That's perfectly understandable. David Moyes did make a load of changes late on, but I didn't think he wrapped as many in cotton wool as he might have done. By the end of it, you had Danny Ings and Divine Mabama up front. Maxwell Cornet even came on for 87, almost the 88th minute. Cornet came on. He came on joint substitution with Thilo Kehrer as well. But by and large, they were obviously very, very late substitutions. So, but he'd already wrapped up. He'd wrapped up Bowen in cotton wool quite early as well, and Paquetá about 65 minutes. And I thought that was probably the right thing to do there. Actually, thinking about it, I got my substitutions wrong earlier. Thinking about it, I think Alvarez was taken off much earlier. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, sorry, Alvarez came off for Fornals on 54 minutes. The next substitutions were on 71st minute. Then we had some 88th minute substitutions. Sorry, just thought I'd get that right for you there. I mean, a comfortable day at the office, but we will absolutely take that. Midfield was just a bit of an odd one, as I say. We got a bit of a problem in midfield, really, when Alvarez isn't there. But, I mean, he was magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. I'll talk about him because there's a lot more to that. I'll talk about him in a separate video, Alvarez. But I think Look, Bowen played well as well. Bowen played really well. Some of the understanding that seems to be building up between him and Mohammed Kudus is really good. Kudus himself he's a pain in the arse. You would not want to play against this guy at all. We really have unearthed quite a player there. And we do have some outstanding players. And I think when they look fit and when they look sharp, we are a different team. We really are. And Moyes has got to find a way, and I don't just mean giving them 2 days off training every week. Moyes has got to find a way to keep sharpness in these players. Because actually, when they're at their best, people like Bowen, people like Kudus, people like Paquetá, people like Alvarez are exceptional. If you go as far as to say, when a Gerd isn't constantly under pressure, a Gerd is a really, really good defender. And he reminds me of an international player, if you know what I mean. What I mean by that is he would suit international football, more that pace of it. He looked good in Europe. The Premier League, under our tactics, when we're just sitting back and we're under, and they're upon us constantly. I think if you're having to defend sort of 30, 40 attacks in a game, which is what you probably have to do at West Ham. I'm not saying they have 30 or 40 shots, because not every attack becomes a shot. I just think you're sort of asking for trouble, and you're going to get a lot more mistakes. And so I don't think it suits a Gerd. But when a Gerd is playing like that, he looks really good. That being said, I must say the Freiburg attack was pretty crap, pretty blunt. But they've been scoring goals for fun, so I don't want to take... what I don't want to say is... every time West Ham win, I don't want to say, oh, the opposition were crap. And every time we lose, say we were crap and the opposition was brilliant. So, I don't want to say that. But it was good. It was really good today. Look, overall, I think it's a remarkable achievement. I really do. Real remarkable achievement, what we've gone on and achieved. And we needed it as a club. I think us as fans needed it as well. Sort of bit of a feel-good factor back into the club. Really enjoy playing in Europe. Really do. So it's good to see it continue. And we don't have to worry about it until March. The draw, we're not in the draw, obviously, but the draw for the playoffs is on Monday. Again, that's good. That's great. Miss the draw, doesn't matter. We're not involved in it. We come in after that. And that's absolutely brilliant, actually, to see that. And to know that, you know what, we're not going to know our opponents and for a long, long time. And that's pretty cool too. So, yeah, well, listen, well done the team. Well done David Moyes. And well done Edson Alvarez. Edson Alvarez, by the way, got a knock in this game. Didn't notice that the commentators particularly noticed it, but he limped off at half-time. I was surprised to see him come back out for the second half, truth be known. So let's hope he's all right. But, I mean, he's a warrior. He's gonna play. I was just about to say play for anything, but he won't, because he was off with the flu a few days ago. But you know what I mean. He's a really attritional player, and delighted to see him. What a great performance from him, and particularly picking a bunch here. But the fullbacks did really well as well. By the way, fullbacks did really well today. So lots of decent performances, and as you will already know if you watch the player ratings.